Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm testing the walk-killing rod and I'm on a creek because I just pass with my car everywhere I usually fish and there was no fish to be found, and I caught one right on the intro, which is actually sorry buddy, which is actually quite soothing because this creek saved me from skanking. I shouldn't even call it creek, it's a stream. And it has been a pleasure. So this is, even though I'm doing the intro right now, this is actually like the fifth fish or sixth fish that I caught today. So it has been productive and I caught some decent sized ones. So I almost forgot to measure this guy for my logging. So let's say 17 centimeters, and this rod is a blast. As you can see, very accurate casting even on the narrower parts of the creek. But I will break down my impressions of the rod as I show you some footage of me catching fish with it. Sorry for not a lot of in-water talking today, but I'm like on a public park and only old folks in here, and I don't want them to go say to my in-laws that I'm a maniac and I was talking to myself on the park in mumbo jumbo because I'm not even speaking my native language. So just make a few more casts on the juiciest points of this creek. You see, one tip if you're fishing for chub on very shallow and calm creeks, go around the banks the maximum that you can because they can detect you from anywhere. And this is the juiciest point where I cut. I will cut some. Oh no! So the best fish that I caught today were on that like tube over there. Yeah, you see, very nice accuracy on this rod. But I don't think I'll catch any more. I'm really running out of time. It was a almost 1 hour session today, so actually pretty good. I think now since I started locking, I'm on 7 meters of chub. Hopefully I will put another species. Flick cast on the tunnel by mistake, but I will let you with my voice off speaking my ideas about this rod. So stay with me. So this is me on the future, 1 month later or maybe 1.5 months later. I'm still fishing the same stream because fish are nowhere to be found. And you see, bites are very telling on this glass rod, and it's actually quite easier, this one, to set a hook on single hooks or jigs than the white one. It's a little bit more stouter than the other one, and as you can see, it's a decent fish, decent fight in it. As you can see, it looks very healthy, but again, the rod dealt with it with no problems. Perfectly hooked on the top of the mouth with a jig head. I think it's a 1.5 jig head from Peak with a Super Continente, the new version of the Tanta, where it doesn't have the ribbed part right on the top. On Pink, because the water in here was still a little bit murky from the rain. I don't know how much more longer I'll be fishing here. Let's take a quick measurement. But I think probably at least 2 weeks if the weather doesn't warm up. I would say 32. So thank you. So decent fish, pretty good way to save the day. Very nice fish. Yeah, I agree with you, buddy. And I continue to cast on the spot that holds the most fish in here. And I was telling you that the weather needs to warm up. Oh, another one. Another one. Yeah. Again, very, very easily pinned. I think this fish is smaller. As you can see, it's just dragging on top of water. I'm singing because I was very, very happy. Still not comfortable enough at this point to talk while I was filming on the park too much. Still afraid that people would burn me on the middle of the roundabout because they thought I was crazy. But another measurement, probably 18 centimeters or something like that. 23
So, no, better than I remember. That's one thing that logging is good for. You always do better than you think.
Not bad for today.
Not bad, buddy. Really not that bad. And I continue with my fishing, trying to catch more fish. That's the objective for today. And again, going nearer and nearer to the best spot that I could target this day. And you can see the wavy forms on the water. That are just fish moving on that area. And
Another one.
Another one. Yes. It's my favorite phrase. Also a decent sized chub. You can see everything struggling, but I can put the head out of the water and just maneuver the fish enough to push it to me. Again, very, very decent chub. Another one very, very well hooked. I would say perfectly, right on the top of the dome. Again with a jig head, which supposedly are not the best way to use a glass rod, but in here you can't really use crankbaits very effectively. And if the guy stays quiet, I can give you an accurate measurement. Very, very healthy, as you can see on the belly.
So 31.
So pretty good day for my logging. And I will continue fishing because why not?
Cannot really complain from today on this little stream rod. Oops, now I can complain.
Yeah, this happens sometimes. Those flowers over there have annoyed me so much because even with EWG presentations where you hide the hook, even the knots on the hook will get snagged there. It's awful. They have so much surface and points and everything. It's almost impossible to pass a presentation through there. And interiorly, I'm just wanting to swear. And I think the last time I was here, I sweared a lot. Fortunately enough, the flower was already dry, so I could pick it and just take my blossoming lure from there, as you can see. So imagine I have to do this with my hands. It's impossible to take the lure out of there on super ultra light gear, and even with some jigs you would I have opened some hooks on those flowers. They are harder than you think. And now it's just a speed run. I'm still exploring the stream because the last time I was here last year, funny enough, to get myself rid of a skank, I think I caught a fish from that point over there, just after the tunnel, from like over there on the railings. And in here I'm trying to pick apart a fish that I saw the shadow, and I'm just sending my lure past him time and time again until he decides to attack it. And I had some tinier bites, but it's very annoying on the later part of the day where the feeding window is gone and it's very hard to go for a bite, but I still manage to get that bite. And now it's just that weird part of taking the fish out of the water on this area, which is a little bit higher, and it got snagged on some plants, so I will have to maneuver myself a little bit just to get it out of the water without trying to snag it. So I'll just go there and pick it up because there's no other option. Very annoying when this happened. Trying to not put the fish through the thorns because over the place where it was snagged it was a thorny spot. Fortunately enough it didn't get damaged, and I will just do the usual, take the jig out, take a quick measurement and release this fellow because man, it deserved a kiss. Very sweated bite, still very strong. So 23 centimeters, plenty of fight on these fellows from I think 21 to 31, 32 centimeters. The bigger ones will fight, but just when the weather, at least in Portugal, is cold as hell. So if the temperature outside is near zero, the bigger ones will fight. After like 5-8 degrees outside, they will just quit. So I continue exploring the mouth of the creek and some other areas with no avail, and I just decided to do the outro.
So this is the end of the session. Today I've been fishing with a Walkling. I'll call it the fancy glass rod. And I thought that I would skunk today, but it had a happy ending. I just come to the Park Creek, which it's actually suiting for this type of rod because this is like a sort of Japanese stream casting rod. I even pair it with my fancy round reel from Bearking. And what was a miserable day ended up very well with 2 fish over 30 centimeter and some decent ones in the mix. I think I caught 4 or 5 fish, so nothing to complain there. I really like the rod. The only defect that I see, and I think it's because of my leader knots, it's that the last element, it will come out at some points. But the rod is so nice, it's actually nicer than the cheap one that I reviewed both spinning and casting, the white one. Then I may glue this rod just because I have so much fun and it's very precise. You will see me casting, or you have seen me casting on the video inside of this creek, which is actually quite hard, and I didn't snag that bad. So I quite enjoy this rod. Hopefully it will still be available on AliExpress. Even the reel seat feels very premium, as you can see, but I thought all about it on the unboxing video, and what I thought it was a bad day, it was actually a good day. So until my next video, I will see you guys next time. Bye.